North Wilkesboro Speedway, a track that closed back in 1996 to all kinds of racing, was brought back to life last year after Dale Earnhardt Jr. and a bunch of other guys from drivers and friends of his went to work and brought the track back to life so iRacing could come in, scan the track, and bring it to us. And that is where we are tonight for race number 8 of the Great Lakes Racing Series and the Black Horizon Truck Series. The WhoBats Throwback 150, North Wilkesboro Speedway, 78 degrees, ambient temperature, track temp at 98 right now as we are getting ready for qualifying, about to start up. I am the captain, Chris Scala. We welcome you in tonight for some great racing as we've got a pretty good points battle on the way. It has been the Ricky Springer dominant show so far this season, but Zach Allman broke the 5-race winning streak of the point leader, Springer, but that could change easily tonight, and as they say, the streak could continue back on this evening at this track, but we got plenty of drivers in the field that are ready to take that crown away and get themselves a victory and get ready for the chase, which is only 2 races away. As we always do as we start the broadcast, I'm not trying to open a folder up. I'm trying to open up my, well, there it is, the WhoBats Fantasy League from GLSR. As you know, I always go in here and I set my lineup on the air for you guys to see so I can jinx a bunch of people in tonight's race. So who am I going to jinx tonight? Because that's what I do. All right, so here's what the theme I'm going to go with tonight is the throwbacks. So I'm going to go the throwbacks I've seen tonight, and I'm going to pick those drivers. Have a little fun with it. So Christopher Dean's running a Jimmy Johnson throwback. I'm going to go with him this evening. Let's see. Who else did I see in throwbacks tonight? Chris Evans, cool throwback here. He's running a throwback to his father. That's a cool one. So we'll go with him. Let's go all the way down here to Blake Howell, who's running a Rick Corelli paint scheme. I'll show you that one here in just a little bit. And who was the fourth one I saw? There was another one. There was somebody else in a throwback, and I cannot remember who it was. Oh, Laxton. That's who it is. This might cost me too much money in the end. So I might have to adjust a little bit and throw a little bit of a curveball in. Let's say up to high value. So we're going to have to, we'll get rid of Laxton, even though he's got a really cool paint that we'll show off here in a little bit. And Blaine Sparling's too high, so I got to go down this way a little bit. And, it's not really a throwback. It's one he runs every week, but I'm going with Drift. Hey, there we go. And just like that, you submit 4 guys, $525 in value. Bada bing. Everything is set for the series. I'm going to pick you just for that. Anyways, appreciate everybody though watching us this evening. Let's take a look at the point standings as the drivers are out there qualifying. We'll hear from them here in just a little bit. And I don't know why it does this every single week, but let's do that to make it easier for you. Ricky Springer leads the points as right now by 140 over J.W. Miller. It says it over on the right-hand side, Chris. Pay attention. But you got to remember tonight is, and every week, is the old NASCAR system. And I mean old as in the 90s. So you get 185 points, I believe, with bonus points for wins and so on and so forth. So J.W. is still within one race of the leader. Justin Laxton sitting 208 back. Christopher Dean, so on and so forth. But that will reset coming up here in 2 weeks as the playoffs will begin for this series. So going to be a lot of fun coming up. And as I mentioned last week, it was Zach Allman breaking the streak of Ricky Springer at Phoenix Raceway after a late race caution. And safe to say a little bit of shenanigans went on during the week, and I believe they've got that all cleaned up. And we will see what all will take place here. You're going to see something come on the screen for a second. Pardon me. There we go. And hopefully going to clean up the action. Look at that, 20 viewers already, I believe that is. I like it. As I always say, tell 2 friends, tell 2 friends. Let's work on the viewers, and I'll go get the cameras up here and running. J.W. Miller's doing one on track. There he is. Let's take, we'll let the ticker go across the top right now of who is on the pole. And that would be the Daytona winner, Bryson Clark. Some might call this an upset. On the pole over Ricky Springer by 4/100ths. Colton Zimmer, the young man, 13-year-old, he is P3. J.W. Miller, you see he's P4 as he crosses the line here. And Zach Allman, last week's winner at Phoenix, P5 with Laxton, Christopher Dean, Nora Maori, and Tanner Long with a good run. William Martin, your top 10, as we have roughly just a few seconds, I believe, left here in about 45 seconds left in practice. So if everything works out, I have our race control. We're going to see, actually, if this works. And if this works, we'll see something here on the screen in just a second from our race control tonight. So basically, if this sets up right, and I tried it Monday night, it didn't work well. Hey, hello viewers, even though it's not fully there. I don't understand why that is. But anyways, that hello viewers you saw down there at the bottom of the screen, which you're not going to see because I got the points still updated. So my bad. Fire the producer. Anyways, there was a screen down there that said hello viewers. It was in red text last week or on Monday. I might have to fix that or something. I'm still learning the system, but basically if there is a penalty in tonight's race, you'll see it at the bottom of the screen there, as it tells the drivers, like there's the hello viewers down there at the bottom of the screen. It's kind of blending in with the fans there. But if there is a penalty tonight, you will see that text down there at the bottom. And basically it will say so-and-so has black flag for this. And that is coming straight from our race control admin, Ryan Nardone, who apparently in some 80s apparel with a mullet. So might be looking like Joe Dirt or something. I don't know. Anyways, all right, let's look at the starting lineup. As you see it going across the board, Bryson Clark is on the pole alongside the Exxon 51 of Ricky Springer, a.k.a. Rowdy Burns, the one of 2 Rowdy Burns you're going to see tonight. Colton Zimmer's got himself a sponsor. Nice job, Ankeny Sanitation, for being on top of the truck there, alongside the Northern Tool number 6 of J.W. Miller. The 18 is Zach Allman running the Cirrus Aircraft Tundra. Alongside him, another Rowdy Burns scheme, which has a different, little bit of a blending in there going on there. But the 53 of Justin Laxton. There's the Jimmy Johnson throwback. If Jason's watching tonight, he's going to be cheering Dean on, I'm pretty sure. The 48 Whataburger truck alongside Noah Miari in the, I guess you call it the Miami Vice machine. Tanner Long in the 42 truck, starting alongside the Georgia Bulldog himself, William Martin. There is William Calhoun in the 99. There he is in the Sith Hollow, or Sith Talk, I should say. Sith Hollow. Where'd that come from? They're in the 12th position as you see them roll off. And Drift. Hey, I picked Drift and he missed the start of the race. Drift, what are we doing here? Anyways. You tell I like to have a good time in here tonight. But, man, what a season it has been. Again, some of the biggest fields we've seen in this series so far. Not only that, some of the viewers. I mean, we've had almost every week over 20 to 30 viewers. And right now we're at 18, which is cool. Russ Wheeler, thank you. JT, my bad. And appreciate everybody watching this evening. For some reason I thought Burns ran that car too. But yeah, I forgot about Russ Wheeler. Played by Kerry Ells, who also played Robin Hood Men in Tights. True fact. 240 laps going to make up 150 miles, I believe it is, on this track. And we will go throwback racing on North Wilkesboro. Talking about a track. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one tonight. They will open up everywhere on the track as Springer gets to jump on Clark to the green. So on the fresh tires, you want to get down to the bottom. However, as these tires wear out, believe it or not, I still can honestly say I've never seen this at North Wilkesboro. But the track will open up to the top. Over race at North Wilkesboro has ever done that. But either way, Springer leading lap 1. You can tell he's probably racing angry tonight with... Oh, and right in front, Drift actually comes out on pit road, off of pit road, right in front of the 51 and gets out of the way. And look at the contact, it looks like, on the 51 already been in the wall, so Drift not the best start. The good news is he's got plenty of time to catch up here. And if he gets a caution early, he'll be back on the lead lap. As always, I got my phone playing chat with me, or doing chat, and also working on audio. So if you hear something that might not sound right, I might not hear it clearly on my end, just feel free to message it over there. If the cars are too loud, I'm too loud, whatever, so on and so forth. So appreciate that. Off turn 4, you see Drift up the track as Springer continues to lead with Clark second, Miller, and Colton Zimmer up there in that 4th position already. Zach Allman in 5th. Side-by-side racing back here is Drift. He's got some right side damage, so he's already planted it in the wall actually at one point, so not the best of starts for the Georgia driver there in that 41. Oh, Martin drives it in there deep, almost to the back end of the 4. We're back here, the 2 truck, Michael Manberg, the Rogue Energy Silverado. He is stuck there in the high side with Drift. Jembo going to go by there. Sean Peachin, who's thrilled to be here at North Wilkesboro. Blackjack 21 truck. What's surprising me here, 7 laps in, and we're starting to see the fastest laps turn here. Just a minute ago, Ricky Springer at 19:10. Lap before that, Bryson Clark ran at 19:18. Pretty wide back here almost. So one of the cool features of this track, now that 98 truck, you're going to think, wait a minute, isn't that another Russ Wheeler truck? No, that's actually a throwback to his father, Chris Evans. They're going back to his father, who actually had black where the blue is. But Chris thought the blue looked cool. So it kind of looks like a Russ Springer, a Russ Wheeler, not Springer, Russ Wheeler throwback, but really it is a throwback to his father. Sean Peachin going to make a pass inside here, and they're almost 3 wide up here. The track's starting to open up already with the worn tires starting to come into play. And Trujillo going to get by. It looks like the 21. You got the 4 in front of him with the 33 truck. Springer leading by about 3/10 right now. And then up front here, Tanner Long to the outside of Christopher Dean. Seth Robbins on pit road in a 44 truck. And he's got some heavy damage on the front end. Not sure what happened to him already in this race. Unfortunate deal there. Right on board with the leader. And one of the cool things about North Wilkesboro, if you've never seen this track in person, obviously if you weren't born after 1996, you might have watched a race at this track. You'll notice an elevation change. This track was actually put on a side of a hill. It was built on the side of a hill, and you'll notice on the front straightaway you go downhill. Back straightaway you go uphill into turn 3 and 4, so it definitely makes the track very tricky. Not to mention you see that curve on the inside. You do not want to hit that curve. Long sweeping turn number 1 right here. That pit road exit is right there. There's nowhere to go. If we have green flag pit stops later on in this race, it is going to be not too fun trying to get back onto this track, and I think that was part of what got Drift in trouble coming back on to the track right in front of the leader as contact was made. As trouble turn number 3, Zach Allman is spun around, but the Phoenix winner is around, and the first caution is out for the 18. Let's see what happens to the 18. Russ Wheeler there on his inside. That's Justin Laxton. 18 gets a run. Not a good time to about to sneeze. Laxton in the 1 and 2 here. It should happen in this corner here. Down the back straightaway. He's got it. Door there. And contact into the wall goes Allman. That's let's watch this again. It might be one of those deals. This happens at a lot of these tracks where Allman, I think, tries to go in shallow in the 3, and the 53 decides to go in later into the corner, and that brings the contact here. Let's watch again here. Justin's got the run to the inside here, but the 18 is able to hold him off on this high line, gets to run down the straightaway. That's, well, I don't know, that's tough to call. We'll see what the admins call on that, but caution is out for the first time here on lap number 15. So it looks like pit stop wise, a couple of takers. Zach Allman obviously in there to get damage fixed. William Martin, the Georgia Bulldog, he went in there and I don't know if he got a set of tires or some damage fixed. Drift on pit road. He is back on the lead lap now along with Sean Peachin. So there's Drift coming to pit road. He's going to get that right side fixed on that Drift King truck. Throwback Blake looks pretty good, I must say, tonight. There's a reason why he's in my lineup tonight. Look at this Rick Corelli throwback here. If you go back to the early days of the then Craftsman Truck Series, Rick Corelli, who's now the spotter for Kevin Harvick, and also used to be for Chase Briscoe in the Xfinity Series, but I'm not sure if he's doing maybe for, what's his name there, Riley Herbst. Yeah, that's an old throwback to the old Remax truck from Rick Corelli back in the day. So shout out to throwback there. The Union 88 truck, Lucas Josephson, shades of the Alex Bowman 88 truck from last season, or 88 car. I believe that's the Chevy Goods paint scheme. So pace car going to pull in as Ricky Springer takes the high line on Bryson Clark. Ricky's led all 20 laps so far, and back to racing they go. Good jump for the 51. Here comes the 19 of Colton Zimmer to the outside. Time for them to come to your living room. Off turn 4, Springer leading. You see them side by side back here for the 5th position. Downhill into turn 1. J.W. Miller on the bottom side. Tanner Long having a fantastic run so far. Started back in the 9th position, up to 4th. William Calhoun to his outside. Laxton there in that 53. Noah Mayari there in the 4 truck had a fantastic race last week at Phoenix, his best finish of the season. Looking to come back tonight with another good run on these short tracks. Looks like that program there in that 4 truck looking pretty good as Team Springer makes their arrival. Some big baseball fans, I'll make mention, like the 5th inning of a Dodger game. If you ever watch a Dodger game, the crowd doesn't show up until about the 5th inning. If you don't believe me, go watch a Dodger game. You'll see nobody in Dodger Stadium, and all of a sudden the 5th inning is back. Lucas Josephson inside the 52 truck. Now this one I'm trying to figure out. Somebody help me on this one. This blue Union Standard 52. That one I'm trying to figure out still. Look at the nose damage on that 52 truck though. J.W. Miller running 2nd in points. Over the Northern Tool and Equipment number 6. Stand on it. Wait a minute, that's Stroker Race. That's not Days of Thunder. Gotta be patient, back to that throttle. William Calhoun already up in that high groove, getting it running. Pass for position, Brandon Trujembo, the new member of the Team Slinger. Got some right rear damage on that truck, but it's not holding him back. As he goes for the 9th position here on Christopher Dean, the Dean Machine. This is where North Wilkesboro really gets fun. The outside grooves starting to come into play with these worn out tires. 4 sets of tires in the pits for these guys each and every night. And not to mention the fuel at 65%. So I'm totally not even sure how long they're going to go on fuel. I have no clue. I'm going to probably guess somewhere in the 70 lap range. I could be wrong. Just throwing a number out there. Fight back here. Another throwback there, that 40 truck. Tyler Brewer throwing back to the old Motorcraft Ford days of the Wood Brothers. Oh, trouble! It's Chris Evans gets turned right in front of the 40. And the 2. And that brings the 2nd caution out. Let's go see what happens here as we roll that beautiful bean footage for the 2nd time tonight. There's Evans rolling that bottom side. You see the 2 of Michael Manberg up there in that top groove. You see Evans kind of drifts up there a little bit, but I think it's going to happen over here in turn 3 and 4. Going to drop it down to the bottom. Oh, catches the curve. That what I just say a little bit ago about that curve. And curve stomped, I guess we'll call that, huh? And that brings caution number 2 on the track. Got some trucks on pit road, including J.W. Miller. We'll cover that here in just a second. Let's ride. And let's go over to Alan Best here. He's going to get a piece of this wreck, unfortunately. catches the curve up into 2, and oh, he gets through, actually. I'm sorry, got him mixed up with another driver. Nice job by the 5-2 getting by there. Tyler Brewer on pit road. As I mentioned, J.W. Miller came in, and he spent about 34 seconds on pit road, 14 second stop. I'm assuming this is for tires. So we'll have to watch the 6 here. He's going to have to come climbing through the field. Right now sitting in 19th position in front of Zach Allman. We are 35 laps in. All right, guys, let me know who's watching tonight so I can give shout-outs. GamerBoy93 was watching a little bit ago. I'm not sure if he's still watching or not. GamerBoy, I'm trying to think here for a second if I remember who that is and who I don't remember who that is. Sorry if I don't, Gamer. Sean Peachin, of course, he's out there racing right now. Jonathan Thomas watching, of course. LJT, hope you're feeling better, buddy. Nardone, of course, Nardone is, of course, the admin tonight as I'm listening to chat. That's why I'm getting distracted here. Madison Phelan watching, of course, cheering on the Ace Racing team with Dean and Calhoun and Chris Evans, who unfortunately involved in that wreck. Darth Vegas, a.k.a. Blake Howell, I've learned, sitting here watching. And then the rest of the viewers tonight, the other, let's see, we got 22 right now. The other 20 are the Springer fan club. Watson in his 37. You know what that is? That there, I believe, is the Jeremy Mayfield Little Caesars paint from back in the 90s. Or Johnny, let me remember this. It was Jeremy Mayfield and then John Andretti, I believe. I'll have to get that in right order. Oh, spinning the tires is 73 as we go back to green. It was either John Andretti or Jeremy Mayfield because they swapped rides basically. Midnight. Here comes Laxton to the outside of Colton Zimmer. This is for the 4th position. Laxton's going to take it on the high side. Here comes Calhoun. As right away you see the 19 go to the top side. And I hear people sliding around. Oh, contact, and Dean is around. William Martin. And the 3rd caution comes out. Stephanie Schwartz, as we like to say now, may the Schwartz be with you this evening. Appreciate you watching. So I don't think we really had a spin here, but we're going to see what brought the caution out. Oh, never mind. 48 gets hit by the 88 into the wall, and that was it. So a little spin there, it looks like. Brings out the 3rd caution. There's the Rick Corelli throwback there. Let's go back to the accident with Dean here. Jimmy Means. I was wondering with the 52 if that was the case. Where did that go there with the 88? I knew because I knew Jimmy Means was the 52, so I was kind of curious of that. Good call. Thank you. Some more trucks coming off of pit road here as Ricky Springer's led all 41 laps. There's the 2 truck, Michael Manberg. He's going to get the wave around. And back on the lead lap he goes. John Peachin, a little bit of right side damage on that 21 as he leaves pit road. After watching the Dale Jr. download, I think, or listening to it earlier today, I don't know if a heart attack joke at North Wilkesboro is funny, unfortunately. Especially after, I say that, but you go back to, oh my gosh, Junior talked to Dr. Jerry Punch, and he brought up, of course, we'll forget the driver's name, back in the day, former champion whose name has slipped my mind, but had a heart attack and died. He was on the track here at North Wilkesboro, had to get out of the car and they got him to the hospital, and he died there. And I cannot, for the life of me, who the name is. Give me a minute and I'll get it for you. But Dr. Jerry Punch was sharing that because he was good friends with the driver. It was actually his hero. And they actually, he actually was in the ambulance and went with him to the hospital. But yeah, no, you mentioned a scheme on a movie. Yeah, so you got obviously Rowdy Burns here, Days of Thunder. And then the 53 truck of Laxton, that's the Russ Wheeler, Days of Thunder. And then Trajembo has his regular paint. You mentioned, who's the other one? Pierce. I don't see Pierce in the race. He's not here. He did not make the race, unfortunately. Pierce is running a ghost white car. I don't care. I was just mentioning, I'm like, man, that might not be the right time to do a joke here. But no, I hope you don't have one in all seriousness there, Blake. It's all good, brother. It's all good. Here we go, green flag back out. And Rowdy Burns in the lead, or of course I forget the name. He told me earlier. Ticky Slinger, there it is. In the lead up there, and there's a battle for second. Here comes teammate Laxton outside of the 73. And of course I'm going to get a headache now just from thinking about that driver. Calhoun to the outside of Tanner Long. Bobby Isaac. It's a driver who he pulled out of a Talladega race because he heard Ghost in his car. He stopped racing after that and then returned for a race at North Wilkesboro, and everything happened. Anyways, Colton Zimmer going to make a move back here at Tanner Long. It's a battle for the 5th position. 99 getting a little loose there on the high side, turn 4. Zimmer going to clear Tanner for position. Should do it here. Is one truck trying to come off pit road down there at the bottom. I think that's Seth Robbins in the 44. He's going to let everybody go by. JW trying to work his way up to, he's already up to the 14th position here. Oh, the old country time, 59. I forgot about that. The Days of Thunder playing Sparling in the, I believe it's the Bobby Hamilton throwback from back in the day. The scheme that you saw in also Days of Thunder. JW working his way up through with those fresh tires. As Springer leads this by 1.6 seconds over teammate Laxton as Clark continues to ride here in that 3rd position, doing a fantastic job. He has had an up and down season. Daytona goes to victory lane, and then we don't hear him again for a few weeks. Gets another top 5, and of course I don't have that track off the top of my head where he did that at. And then here he is tonight running 3rd. They actually don't show it here because technically it wasn't at the track when it happened. Of course, that's funny. Anyhow. Sexton, a very small lead over the 73. And you got a good little battle back here for position. This is in the, looks like the 5th, 6th, 7th position range. Make that 8th. Also, Trajembo joining the battle. William Calhoun, the season 1 champion. Got the 19 there behind him of Colton Zimmer. The 42, Tanner Long, who's having another great run this evening. And Brandon Trajembo right there in the 28 truck. All 4 of these guys battling for the 4th position as we complete lap 58. Fifth is at, no, I'm sorry, yeah, 5th at Nashville was the other position that Bryson Clark got. The top 5 finished there at Nashville, so that's his other big finish this season. He's had kind of an up and down season, and hopefully that will not continue on. Now this is the first trip for this series to North Wilkesboro. They don't do many tracks outside the Midwest area, hence the Great Lakes part of the series. They do a few tracks outside of that region, and then most of them go back up in that area to focus on that, which is cool because a lot of the drivers, including owner Travis Icavacci, is from Michigan, up in that area and stuff. So it makes a lot of sense why they do it, but you know, you want to involve the others into it, so that's why they set up the schedule the way they do, so they can incorporate other drivers to it. Next week we'll continue our short track theme in the month of March as we go to Iowa Speedway, the Union.com 150. That'll be next Wednesday night at Iowa Speedway, 9 o'clock Eastern time. One of my favorite short tracks. They're all good. Back here, Robert Lukens losing a position. Here come the fresh tires behind as J.W. Miller going to go past the 13, the WhoBats Ford F-150 of Travis Icavacci, and there's the 5, William Martin. He's going to make a move. Lukens getting loose into the wall. Spins it hard, and that's going to bring the caution out. Oh, and no, Dean nowhere to go and crushes into him. So let's see what happens here. It brings out the 4th caution this evening. Both trucks have moved to pit road, so the Jimmy Johnson throwback and unfortunately the Kevin Harvick scheme that Lukens likes to run involved in this. As leaders, you know what, we'll come back to this. Leaders are on pit road. Let's go to this. Ricky Springer coming in. I did not expect the leaders into this point, but they're in. Very small pit boxes here, so you got to be very careful getting in and out of your stall. And Springer easily going to win the race off pit road with Drift right there with him. I don't know what it is. Those two tonight getting close to each other on pit road and off at the exit. That Sean Peachin's going to take the lead for a lap. He's going to come to pit road and get some damage fixed or something. And J.W. Miller, I want to see if Peachin got caught a lap down there. Was it Bobby Isaac? But J.W. Miller's going to lead this race, so let's look at the replay now, as I was starting to say. Outside of J.W. Miller. You see Lukens just going to lose the back end. It just goes to swap around there. And Dean nowhere to go, and Whammo! Yeah, you know, it is Bobby Isaac. You're right. So I did get it right the first time I mentioned it. Yeah, Bobby Isaac, he retired after he heard, according to, and Dr. Jerry Punch kind of confirmed it today in the podcast that Dale Jr. said he heard things in his head. Somebody talking to him, and of course Talladega at the time, well, it still is, it's on top of a Indian burial ground. So people kind of believe that maybe that was the reason that Isaac got out of the car, and he retired full time. And then came back racing in 1977, right? No, 73, I'm sorry, he died in 73. That was in 70. In 73, comes back and runs at North Wilkesboro that night. And he has issues. He was having some health issues in the race. Gets out of the race, and which ended up being heat exhaustion, and went to the hospital. And if I heard it right from Dr. Jerry Punch today, he collapsed there, and that's when the heart attack happened. So J.W. Miller back to green. And we are 3 wide back here off of turn 2. This is interesting. Off of turn 4. Uh-oh. Are we going to see race control finally work for me? Sort of, because the paint thing wasn't working. Ricky Springer up to second over Colton Zimmer, or over J.W. Miller. So these guys a little bit older tires, falling back now. Now you could say it. I was just making the comment that if you're racing with it, I mean, you can say whatever you want. I mean, it's unfortunate that happened. But you'll learn from if you watch or listen to the podcast, you'll learn that Ned Jarrett was actually the PA announcer at North Wilkesboro at the time, and that's who hired Dr. Jerry Punch and kind of brought him on as protege to where he is now, or where he was now, I should say. So Bryson Clark leads, just ran the fastest lap of the race in 1893. Ricky Springer up to second, Colton Zimmer up to third. Not seeing any penalties yet posted. To the inside of J.W. Miller. That 5 truck kind of following J.W. because he's got about the same set of tires on, so the 5's falling back a little bit. William Calhoun already to the inside. There's 98 of Evans. He's got his truck all fixed up. Fantastic racing as always here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Another cool feature about this track, if you remember the Indianapolis 500 and Brickyard 400 races last year, you might remember the Victory Lane was a lift that went up to the main stage of Victory Lane at the Brickyard, which had never been done before there at that track. That idea actually came from this track in the previous days of this track. If I could put a camera on it, I would show you it. But they would actually pull into Victory Lane and they would be lifted up. And the promoters and stuff at this track actually wanted to do that so that the fans could see the celebration in Victory Lane, which is a pretty cool feature about North Wilkesboro. So you've got the elevation changes, you got the lift in Victory Lane. And, of course, you got the home of Junior Johnson here, too. Of course, the late, great NASCAR Hall of Famer. Zach Allman goes a lap down. Laxton starting to come up on the back bumper of Zimmer here. Got a couple of those Team Slinger trucks there. It'll be a battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th right here. As they go around the lap truck of Allman, and Allman slides up in front of Laxton, and that's going to cost him a spot. And I think Trajembo actually, is he going to give him the spot back, or is he going to, I think he's going to give him the spot back. Kind of a class move there by Trajembo. He didn't have to do it. Back here to this mess. 5 truck of William Martin to 7. The Rick Corelli throwback there of Lake County. 13 of Mike Cavacci, and at the bottom, Manberger. They're 3 wide off 2. Fantastic race it has been. We got 16 trucks on the lead lap. I'm getting my count right here. Oh, I'm sorry. 20 trucks on the lead lap. Jordan Watson, the last truck on the lead lap there in at 37. That's your last truck on the lead lap. The problem is he's got the leaders coming up right behind him here. As Bryson Clark leading. Ricky Springer 0.6 of a second in second, but starting to kind of reel in at 53. As one of the new features we got is the old gyro cam on the back end. You can see the banking here at this North Wilkesboro Speedway. You can kind of see the elevation there. Looking back uphill. Of course, one of the big race deals that ever happened at this track, 1980, caution out, never mind. We'll hold off on that. Not sure who it is. The good news is it usually tells me over here on the right side of my screen. Usually. Oh, it's Blake Cowell. Oh, no. The Rick Corelli throwback has gone around, and don't see much damage other than the rear end of that CD diecast number 7. Let's see what happened to him as we, once again for the Springer family, roll that beautiful bean footage. Underneath the 52 of Alan Best. And once again, comes off the back end there in the second truck in a row to spin it off turn 4. So that brings the caution out, and we're going to step away for a quick second here, and we will come back with more racing from North Wilkesboro here on Captain TV. Back at North Wilkesboro Speedway as we get ready for the restart at lap number 93 as I grab me a bottled water. So that commercial brought to you by Walmart's bottled water because I was thirsty. We are broadcasting live, by the way, I should say tonight, from the LMCgear.com broadcasting booth. Check out LMCgear.com for all your camping and motorcycle needs. Based out of Indianapolis, Indiana, you can get info down in the race info, along with information on the website for the series. Of course, the GreatLakesSimRacing.com, where you can do all the fantasy racing and team points. If we get a chance here in a little bit, I'll show you the team points. I never get a chance really to focus on that. Check that out at GreatLakesSimRacing.com. Before we start here, as Bryson Clark continues to lead, Ricky Springer kind of stalking him a little bit here in that Exxon 51. Colton Zimmer up to the third position. We'll give a couple shout-outs to Brandon Trujembo. I mentioned his name a few times this evening. Up 8 positions to the 5th spot. And then let's go back here to 9th. This guy right here, Lucas Josephson. He is up 12 positions, 21st to 9th in this race. So great job by Lucas. He does got a little bit of right front damage on that Union 88, but doing a pretty solid job so far this evening. Battle for the lead. Here comes Tiki Slinger, a.k.a. Ricky Springer. I think Clark led that lap barely. Oh, Ricky gets a little loose. They'll have to regroup there. I think, well, he's not going to clear him yet. Ricky gets him center off there. Let's see if Clark gets to run on the high side here. He might have to concede it. No, he does not, but Springer does lead that lap. Could we have a North Wilkesboro slider coming up here? No, he's going to clear him. No slide job needed. New leader, Ricky Springer. When was the last time you heard slide job in North Wilkesboro in the same sentence? I know in real life you've never heard that term in real life in North Wilkesboro. Trujembo trying to come up on his teammate here, Justin Laxton, for 4th. We had top 5 consisting of 4 Chevrys and 1 Toyota, 1 Ford there in the 6th position. And William Calhoun right now. It's been a Chevy-dominated race. 18 laps from the halfway point. Tanner Long, who's had a fantastic run in this 42 truck tonight. Facing down William Calhoun, the Sith Talk Ford, or Sith Talk, a Star Wars podcast. If you're a fan of Star Wars, you can check that out right there at ClashingSabers.net. Sponsored a couple races this season. Being very careful. This is Springer 7/10 of a second over Bryson Clark now. Zimmer only 4/10 back. Is the battle on here? The 88 of Josephson to 13 of Ikebachi. Ikebachi gets a little loose, a little door slam there as J.W. Miller comes up from behind here in the 6 truck. Ikebachi goes by. Here comes Miller. Now, that might have been a situation where Lucas was pulling down because of the blinking I was hearing on the chat just now. Somebody said he might be blinking a little bit, so. And let's go back to that fight again. Tanner Long and William Calhoun just continue to play the side-by-side game. For the 6th position, Tanner and Fishbite, number 42 truck. I was wanting to switch cameras, not switch trucks. There we go. Ooh, William got a little loose there off 4. And Colt is blinking out, I'm noticing now. You see that smoke? That's actually warp smoke from the 19 blinking out. Now, I started to talk about it when the caution came out. The most infamous incident that happened at North Wilkesboro Speedway, at least from my knowledge, happened right here, turn 3 and 4. Or, I'm sorry, happened in turn 1, actually the other end of the speedway. Back in 1988, Ricky Rudd and Dale Earnhardt battling for the win. Earnhardt got to his inside, kind of like Tanner is right now, and him and Ricky made contact right about, well, a little bit back towards pit road there. And they spun out in that race, keeping both drivers from winning. They still talk about that incident to this day. It's a fantastic battle here. Two clean racers just running their own lines. Tanner getting a good run down the bottom and Calhoun getting the run off. This is what it's all about right here. Tanner's going to slide up here on William. I thought he was going to maybe try to get him a little loose there. And one truck is grenaded at engine. Seth Robbins. Boom, dynamite. And the looks like the Dale throwback. If he doesn't haul that forward, there's going to be a caution here, and there's the caution right there. Look out. The Dale Earnhardt throwback there, the 44, has brought the caution out. Oh, by the way, Colton Zimmer's moved up to second. In fact, Clark is falling all the way back to 4th. Let's go back and watch the pass. What took place here? First, you're going to see the 19 and Zimmer go past the 73, so that's for the second position. And right behind him comes Justin Laxton, who's going to roll by and take the 3rd position. So not sure if Clark's oh, you know, and there's the 44 blow it up, and oh, the 73 catches him. A little bit of a door bang there. Might not be too bad. But we do have leaders on pit road. And easily Springer going to win the race off pit road with Laxton and Zimmer. So Tanner Long going to stay out here. Travis Icavacci up there at 2nd. Blaine Sparling there in the 3rd spot. And you know what? He is a driver I don't know if I've ever talked to on the air. Tanner Long leads. Let's, so I was typing to the admin real quickly on Discord. Let's get 135 Discord channels. I'm kidding, being a little sarcastic there. Let's bring Blaine Sparling down here to talk to us really quickly and make sure everything is all set up here. Blaine Sparling, it's the captain up here in the booth. You get a copy, buddy?
I do.
Blaine, you got a really cool 59 paint scheme. I know you're going 1 to go, of course. I'm going to talk to you real quickly here. Your strategy as you stay out here on these tires.
Yeah, I can't beat the leaders on pace, so I got to do something different. So, yeah, trying to get some track position and stay on the lead lap as kind of like the caution trend continues. So,
Hey, Bryson,
yeah,
just a
that's my
heads up,
plan.
these guys
There you
stayed
go. Well,
out.
hopefully you'll be drinking some lemonade in Victory Lane tonight, so good luck, bud.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sparling there in the 59 position. I tried to get some time with him, but unfortunately wasn't able to. Sparling up there to his channel he was at. And let's go back racing here. As we mentioned, Blaine there in the 3rd position right now behind Tanner Long, who leads this race. Travis Icavacci 2nd. Tanner Long, Alan Best, and Ricky Springer, your top 5. As Springer's going to go 3 off 2. A whole bunch of 50s around each other. 51, 59, 53, and then the 19 is gone. The 52's up here. And we have our first potential steering wheel throwing of the race, courtesy of Josh Roddick. And Colt Zimmer is still blinking really badly right in front of this pack. Oh, and there goes Laxton into the wall. Seventh caution out, and you know, if he hit the wall, he barely, if he did. Let's see what happens to the 53. He's got some nose damage. We had a pass for the lead as this wreck happened, so we're going to try to get them both in. You see Colton blinking out. Oh, and Maori, the 4, gets into him. Just tough racing on a short track right there. And right there, you see Springer taking the lead, so just a tough situation, a tough spot for the 53 to be in with the blinking truck in front and then 3 wide in the middle. That was just ugly waiting to happen at that point right there. Manberg going to get the lucky dog. We'll be back on the lead lap. Yep, 17th on the lead lap now. All right, so I'm going to use the website to do this as part of the GreatLakesSimRacing.com website. You can check this out as we speak. This here is the team points right now. According to the website, Team Slinger, of course, run by Ben Pierce, leading the points by a lot, 300 and... Right off the top of my head here, 348, I believe. Might be 338. Over Keith Calhoun's Ace Racing team. Nora Maori in the Next Racing squad. They're in 3rd in points. The Full Throttle Motorsports guys 4th. And then Down Under Racing, Lazy Days Racing, Best Racing, all these guys. You can see all the teams that are involved with all the points they have and stuff on the website, along with the fantasy right there at GreatLakesSimRacing.com. Oh, that would be why. Okay. Now I figured out why that box is blank. I was checking out the website real quickly for the display stuff that I use here on the screen and figured out why. And Springer going to lead him back to the green. With Icavacci having a great run here, trying to steal some positions with the tire strategy. Colton Zimmer to his outside, slides up a little bit. Here comes Bryson Clark to his outside. As we are just past the halfway point, 8 laps to go. In this WhoBats 150. Here at North Wilkesboro as J.W. Miller gets up in the wall a little bit. Little tight racing with the 99. Tanner along there on his inside. And there's JW jumping up there in the Kyle Larson line. There you go. We've had signs out of the Larson line at North Wilkesboro in one race. Oh, Tanner Long slides up into JW Miller. And that definitely damaged that 6 pretty good. Oh, now Evans up into Tanner. So people having issues getting into turn 1 all of a sudden here. We have virtual oil on the track. What is great about short track racing, unfortunately you're going to have beaten fenders and beaten tempers. But it puts great racing on for us watching. As Springer pulling out to a 1-second lead over Bryson Clark already. Zimmer third right now as this battle continues with Icavaci on the older tires. Going to try to cross over Evans. Here comes the Hardee's truck. Looks like a Hardee's sandwich. Sourdough bread. Oh no, JW to Travis. Travis does a good job holding on. JW kind of cuts him a break there. Ooh, that was close. As Sparling goes sliding up the track down to turn 1. I don't know if that's a product of the older tires maybe or something, but you'll have to keep an eye on all that going on. The 28 of Trujillo to the inside of Calhoun now. This is the battle for the 5th position here. Nobody's been able to pass Calhoun up on that high side the whole time. Off there to take that position away. Got some issues back here. 3 wide. Heard somebody apologizing pretty badly here in the back. I'm not sure where it was, but somebody had a nice save. Uh-oh. I think Icavaci's going to get, it was close back there. They saved it actually, never mind. I thought Icavaci was going sideways for a second. Everybody's okay. Sorry for the scare, everyone. Continue as you were. And look at this. The fight continues for 5th. I said a second ago nobody was able to pass the 99. Here's where Brandon might want to slide up in front of him. He does. Takes the position. Calhoun crosses over. Oh, contact. No harm, no foul. We'd like to get an update on Josh Robbins' steering wheel, please, if possible. Or Seth Robbins, I'm sorry. To fight back here. You got the smashed in rear bumper of William Martin to the inside of Lane Sparling, the 59 truck. Back end of that truck literally looked like a pit bull now. He takes the position away. Al invested in his 52 truck. Guy here has gained 12 positions. He was involved in a wreck earlier in his race. And Allen has persevered back up into the 12th position. How much wheel he's got in that thing? 3/4 wheel. Wow. That's when you know you got a tight truck, when you have to turn that wheel as much as he is. Look at this. Pretty good in turn 1, but then watch turn 3 here. No, not much there, but there goes Laxton making the pass. Mayari up here in this Miami Vice number 4 truck. I call it the Miami Vice truck because when you look at the old TV show from the 80s, you look at the Miami Heat's basketball uniform right now, it's the Miami Vice paint, the purple and the green. More of a turquoise, but hey. Truck says mind over matter on that on the outside of it. I'm sure there's a theory behind that. On the sarcastic end of things, there's the old mind over matter that says, you know, I don't mind and you don't matter. I'm sure that's not what this means. Mr. Zimbo going to the inside, not able to make the pass. Oh, and caution is out. Alan Best gets turned. Chris Evans gets hit. And our 8th caution is out. So unfortunately, I think I kind of jinxed him. And now he's got to let everybody back by. This is going to be tough. He's going to try to spin around. And nice job by everybody checking up for him. Twice now that I've either been on board with or rode with somebody that all of a sudden he got turned the next caution. Let's see here at the 52s. You got Josephs in there in front of him. Laxton goes by. Joseph almost hooks him. Oh, and once again, Evans catches the apron. Catches the curve there, and then he pays for it. The 5 runs into a back one. So Chris Evans got to work a little bit on not hitting that back or that curve over in turn 3 as some of the leaders come back to pit road here. Springer, Clark, Trujembo, Laxton, Martin. I wonder if they're getting into a fuel window here potentially. But Colton Zimmer is going to stay out and lead this race for the first time. So thoughts on the race, viewers? Let's talk a little bit. I notice the talk is kind of lightened up a little bit. Everybody tired after a long week so far of work? Just want to check on everybody. Make sure my viewers are good. Appreciate everybody watching. And if you're new to the chat, hit the subscribe button. Reminder, you can actually follow us on social media. Just type in at CAPT TVIR, which is capped TVIR. And you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Got some great, especially Twitter followers. A lot of NASCAR stuff, IndyCar stuff. A lot of drivers following me on there. If you have a Twitter account, feel free to throw it on the... matter of fact, if you throw your Twitter account right now in chat, what your ad is, I will go follow you from my phone right now. As you know, I am a one-man show for the most part. The only night I'm not the one-man show is on Monday nights when Gary Godso comes in and joins me for the IndyCar series as I continue to act like I'm smart calling that race. But it's fantastic racing. Had a great race at Road America this past week, Monday night. But you know, I am my social media guy. I am my coffee getter, my water getter in this case. I am my broadcaster. I am my cameraman. I am my graphic guy, sorta. Actually, I subscribe through somebody. I do pretty much everything for Captain TV. It's me. Hello. If you ever see something wrong, yell at me in the stream, like most people do. Green back out. Colton Zimmer jumps up to the high side in front of the 4 to protect the run, and then blinks out. And comes back and blinks out. Somebody get that man a tinfoil hat. And Nora Mayari going to battle with the 99 as William has to check up. Here comes the 88. Josephson was outside. A.W. Miller working his way up here through the field in that 6 truck. And caution out again. This time I think Travis Icavacci, oh boy. The WhoBats car has been turned in the WhoBats 150. Let's see what happens to the old 13. The boss man, Travis Icavacci, gets turned around. Alan Best was inside. He got drift up there. Drift on the outside, 3 wide. They clear each other. Nice job by Drift getting out of it there. Into turn 1, and I think we're going to have another turn sliding up in turn 1. How did he blow up? They save it. Oh, and then he gets hooked in the beach. Oh, wow. Sean Peachin gets a hard part of it, too, and I think officially, and I'll say this jokingly because I feel bad for Sean being involved in that, but we cannot blame me putting him on a fantasy team for that one because I did not put him on the fantasy team this week. Let's go on board with Travis here. Watch this lick. So he saves it here, gets going. And contact with 20. Hello. All right, so 9th caution out with carried to 180. 2 laps to go. You know what? We don't get to do this often. Or at least this season we haven't. For season 1, we did it almost every race. Let's jump into chat again here on Discord. The Great Lakes Sim channel. Go down here and grab an aced motorsports driver that I know very well. Talk to the guy running in the 3rd position right now. And that is William Calhoun. William, I know we don't get to talk anymore. I think we need to work on this, but you're running in the 3rd position. Of course, we're getting 1 to go. It happens every time to me. I guess the only question I'm going to ask tonight, what was for dinner?
The same pizza that we talked about.
It happens every time. The cauliflower, right?
No, it's just really thin flatbread.
Cauliflower, I get it. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, man, good luck. We'll talk at the next caution or something like that. But good luck, bud.
Sounds good. Thanks.
I thought it had cauliflower on it, but you know what I realized? In that my daughter, I'm putting you back. Give me a second. I'm going to get him back here in a second. There we go. I'm working on it. Get him back to his channel. Green flag, by the way. And Calhoun going to go 3 wide here. Isaac Morris joining us. The Welshman. How's your hamstring there, buddy? Getting trapped here with a bunch of lap traffic. As Zimmer continues to lead here, Springer up to the 4th position. JW getting a little loose up there in that high side to 99 of Calhoun. I just realized I mentioned the IndyCar for the first time in broadcast and Isaac shows up. Weird with that? Sore. For those who don't know, Isaac Morris became the first person I know in human history to pull a hamstring walking up a staircase. Calhoun going to hold off Trajembo here. He's in a pretty good dogfight. Springer with an elevator move, top to bottom, going after Zimmer for the lead. Oh, and he gets into Zimmer. Zimmer's trying to hold it. Oh, he won. Oh, and this is big. Calhoun involved. Josephson. And caution out for the 10th time. Let's look at the replay. I'm hearing them discuss it. They're trying to figure out what happened, actually. So let's watch the replay here. Let's see if I can answer the question for them. Springer, the high side of Bryson Clark. And watch this elevator move here, top to bottom. Up top, to the bottom. Down the back straightaway here. This is where it's going to get... There's contact. Let's see. Let's go rear chase. This usually answers all questions. We're going to do onboard Ricky here. And let's go quarter speed. And we'll get our answer here. Yeah, it looks like Zimmer might be coming into the corner early. Because you'll notice, let's watch. Watch the white lines. This tells us best right here. The white lines will do it best. So as you watch him down in the corner, you'll notice the 19 starts turning in. And then at that time, Ricky starts turning in, but it's too late. Just a late entrance in the corner. I think it's a racing deal. I don't know if really you can blame anybody for that. Nice job by Bryson to miss that. Wow. Unfortunately, Calhoun and the 88 back there. Calhoun's going to try to go high real late and gets contact, and then bam, there's the contact with Josephson. We'll have 70 laps to go next time by and the 10th caution out. Next week, Iowa Speedway. We'll continue our little short track trend as we go back to the Midwest as we get ready for the third running of the prehistoric Forest 200, which might be the biggest race in this series. Michigan Speedway in 2 weeks. It has become a staple of this series. Michigan, the home track, a lot of the drivers in this series. Here comes Rowdy Burns on that high side in the 51, a.k.a. Ricky Springer, a.k.a. Ticky Slinger, a.k.a. a good baseball player. Taking the restart here on the outside of Bryson Clark. Here we had a money shift potential on Tanner Long, but he's running. A money shift, he would have to blow the motor up. That's not a money shift. That's what we mentioned. So apparently it was contact with the 42 of Tanner Long, but Tanner back in 13th right now. It's a heavy rear end damage from that bad shift. For those who don't know, I think it actually happened in this series last week in Phoenix. A money, yes it did, to Zimmer as a matter of fact. A money shift is when you go from fourth to first, or from third to first, or just any kind of shifting like that. You go to first gear or second gear and blow the motor up. And the reason why they call it a money shift is because it costs the team a lot of money. Lane Sparling inside of Alan Best for the 11th position. And I think that, I don't know if that term has been around forever, but I think the first time I ever heard it was actually Dale Earnhardt Jr. at Pocono. Oh, Lucan's roughing up the 52 a little bit there. But Junior went down the front straightaway, threw it in fourth gear, and it was all of a sudden in second gear, and he blew the thing up. Hey, look at this comeback run. Chris Evans, who has curb stomped himself twice up into another truck, has his Ace Motorsports dad throwback, the 98 truck, up in the 5th or 6th position here behind J.W. Miller. That thing is been through the woodshed and back. And Calhoun coming to the inside. And makes a pass on his teammate. Here comes Miari with him. Goes by the 98. Michael Manberg with also a comeback tonight. He's been involved in a couple accidents in that 2 truck running P9. A lot of good comeback stories in this race tonight. As I count it right now, we have 3 trucks off the track. Seth Robbins, I believe he has retired the 44 truck and his steering wheel. In 25th, you got Travis Icavacci and Sean Peachin both off the track on lap 155 at the 9th mark. So Sparling in that Bonnie Hamilton Country Time throwback inside of number 2. Sparling trying to clear him, not able to. You know what just came to my mind? Isaac, you might be able to help me out here. I wonder how an IndyCar race would go here. It's kind of got a Milwaukee mile to it. Obviously, the elevation change would be interesting. Wide enough. J.W. Miller getting pressured by the 99 truck of Calhoun. Carnage. You'll see his answer in a second. For some reason my phone's a lot quicker than the post actually over here on my screen. JW keeping that truck pretty wide. There's the 99 tries to get around him. Oh, he's getting up on Allman there. That got tight. Allman just trying to stay out of everybody's way. Well, I mean, this track's, I think, a little shy of Iowa's lane. This is the best fight on the track. Is Springer's pulled out to a 1.5 second lead over Clark, who's got 1.2 over Trejembo, who's got about 7/10 on Laxton. So Team Slinger sells 1, 3, and 4 right now position-wise. As here comes Calhoun to the inside. Got to be careful here. A lot of trucks have slid up the track and made contact here. And JW is going to yield the spot to the 99. Here is old Rowdy Burns. I've been calling him all night. He comes with the back bumper of Colton Zimmer. Now these two made contact. Let's see how this might work out. This is interesting. Wow, Colton just gets dumped by Springer. So caution is out. We'll let you guys make the call, but they're definitely going back and forth with each other. And Springer's going to come to pit road. Springer's not happy with Colton. Obviously, Springer claims that Colton chopped his nose off and stopped in front of him. And the 19 claims he was trying to get out of the way to the inside. Let's watch this. Yeah, in that case, you know what? I'm not going to say anything intentional happened there, but Colton was committed to the top and Ricky went to the bottom. At that point, Colton should have just held his high line. I mean, I'm not going to criticize him or anything like that, but in that situation, and at the fairness, too, they're both going 100 mile an hour down the straightaway. And it's hard to make a reaction, but you'll see what I'm saying here. Nobody did anything malicious here, I can tell you that. But it's at the same time here, you gotta, if you're gonna be a lap truck, you gotta be, one, you probably want to communicate with the leader or whoever is passing you. But two, you gotta hold your lane wherever you're gonna be. So Colton comes up here, Ricky comes up behind him, moves to the inside, and then Colton comes down. Well done. I know what you're talking about there, Isaac. I don't think there was anything malicious there. But the 51 does come to pit road, Springer, and that hands the lead to Brandon Trajembo with 50 laps to go. Brandon looking for his first career win in his second race with Team Slinger. Let's see. Isaac apparently is... We're going to go on board with Colton here and check it out. Colton's shifting in the corners. That's interesting. I think you'd have to shift here, but let's see what happens. Here comes the 51 behind him. We'll let the admins make the call on that. So, I mean, I personally think, in my opinion, that I don't think anything malicious there. I really think it was just miscommunication. But that's me. Green flag coming back out. Trajembo in the lead alongside Season 1 champion, the 99 of William Calhoun. Here comes Chris Evans to the outside with Noah Maori. Springer there in the 5th position. Calhoun leading that lap. Fair enough. Hey, everybody's got their opinions. I respect them all. That's, I mean, whatever people want to hear what people have to say about it. I mean, everybody's going to have different views and different things. That's what makes racing great. The fact that, you know, we can sit here and discuss those kind of things. And you know, it's part of racing. I mean, we had this talk, Isaac, Monday night. You know, Gary and I doing the IndyCar race, we were talking about the difference between, stock cars, between a block and protecting a lane. Similar situation right there. Which is true. Let me back that up. True to a point. If you're at Colton's pace, I say yes to that. If you're somebody who's Jordan Watson, for example, right now, who's 2 laps down, if you're still at speed, you know, maybe Jordan's not a good example here. How about William Martin, 14th, last truck on the lead lap? If the leader comes up on him, you don't have to give up anything. You fight for it. And that kind of deal is when Trajembo's falling back now, back to the 5th position here. But if you're off the pace and shifting mid-corner because you're just that far off, then yeah, you might want to communicate to the leader, hey, I'm going to be on the high side, or hey, I'm only on the bottom side. We have that kind of communication in the sim. And unfortunately, it didn't happen, and miscommunication happened, and one guy got sent packing into the turn 3 wall. But yeah, Harris, you do have, I mean, a fair point for most situations, I'll say. Justin Laxton to the inside of Calhoun. And by the way, Springer's gone back to the lead here with the fresh tires. Let's go down here real quickly. We can see the pass for the lead that just happened right here. And again, I may be wrong there too, but that's just how I kind of look at it. But Isaac, I mean, you've run your share of oval races. You know etiquette and stuff. There's the pass. I mean, just because you run mostly road courses, you've done oval races. So it's not, you know, I mean, it'd be different if you were a strict road racer and had never touched an oval in your life. But I mean, Daytona 500 a couple weeks ago, you were leading the race. I mean, yeah, it's Daytona, so okay, give or take. But, you know, you were leading a race on an oval. Michael Manberg to the inside of Trujillo now. So Brandon falling back. The tire strategy has definitely played a role here. And that is the one thing that maybe I need to talk with the app about. Two things I need to talk about. One, laps led. I have no clue who's led the most laps. Well, usually. And the other one is tire sets. If I can get that on here so I can see who has how many tires left. Awesome. I'd be no complaints at all. Not that I complain often, but that's my two complaints on the telemetry I have. I can tell you that Ricky's probably led the most laps now. I just don't know how many. But Justin Laxton making it a 1-2 now as he goes by Bryson Clark for position. So we have a Days of Thunder 1-2 as Rowdy Burns leads Russ Wheeler. The only thing we don't have is Cole Trickle out here. Cole Trickle would have probably been blamed, would have been, what's his name, 46, obviously, their teammate. Ben Pierce would have probably been Cole Trickle, I assume, right? Now it makes sense to me. So back here for position, Calhoun and Manberg now. Manberg going to make the run to the bottom. And you know what? I've been talking all night about comebacks by drivers. We talked about Manberg making his comeback. We've talked about, who else has been involved? Alan Best had his comeback. How about this story? This guy right here, Drift, or Jacob Gladulich. He started on pit road. Came out of pit road on lap 2, right in front of the leader, and end up in the wall and falling 2 laps down, and has come back and now sits in the 11th position on the lead lap in this race. Nice job, Drift. Comes the battle for third. J.W. Miller to the high side. Having a Harry Gant lane. High, wide, and handsome on the 73. He was going to, I think he was going to go off. Something like not clear. As we go by the lap truck, Zach Allman here as Calhoun has lost the spot to the 2 of Manberg. Jembo there behind, and Robert Lukin back on track, it looks like. Robert is 87 laps now. Hey, look at that, nailed it. We're going to watch here, the leader, Springer and Laxton here. Last time by, Laxton was about a tenth slower, but he has not let his teammate get away. 26 laps to go. Make the pass there. And here's a battle of former teammates. Matter of fact, the 4 truck once drove the 52 truck. Well, not the truck itself, the driver. Noah Maori inside of Alan Best. Noah actually drove Alan's truck to victory at Homestead in Season 1 in the finale. And it was his only win so far in this league. Nice crossover move by Noah. Loses the back end a little bit there. Is Alan going to hold off? Noah for 8th. Allen going to get caught with the lap truck of Zach Allman here. That's going to allow Noah to get the run to the back bumper. Oh, we were going to see a little Pro Hornage. This is Bryson Clark starting to come up on J.W. Miller. The guy who's second in points right now, just trying to hang close with Ricky Springer. Is not getting what he needs. He's in 3rd right now. The problem is Springer's up in the lead, as he has been most of this season. Looking to win his 6th race. Again, I get this number wrong all the time. I'm going to get this number right. And the reason why I get it wrong is because I look over at the Dan Lisa page, which is where points and stuff is updated, and there's a couple races missing I've noticed, and it caught me off guard that day when I saw that. So that's on me. I want to get this right for everybody. It would be his 6th win of the season. So it'd be his 6th win in 7 races. Or I'm sorry, 6th win in 8 races on the season, and the only 2 he didn't win, he finished 2nd. Calhoun moving down here. Not sure what that was about, if he lost the back end or something, but looks to be off the pace here a little bit. There's now Trajembo to the inside, and Lucan's going to make a pass on Manberg. Lucan's some numerous laps down, just trying to catch positions here. Actually, he's more in a prevention mode right now. He can't gain any spots, but he can lose 1 spot to Christopher Dean, who's only about a lap and a half behind him. Manberg in the 2 to the 99 at Calhoun. Here comes Trajembo in the 28. Again, next week, Iowa Speedway for 150 miles, I believe it is, at Iowa. The 8:45 next week will go on the air. Tomorrow night, short track doubleheader as always. The Super Late Model Series and the Tour Modifieds and the short track Super League will be racing. I know Bristol's a super late model track, and I've lost the track off the top of my head for the 2nd race. Look forward to that. And then we won't be back on the air again until Saturday for the USRC season debut of the brand new Grand National Series. They have moved on to the National Series, to the B cars, the Xfinity cars, and will run a 175-mile race at Texas Motor Speedway. So join us Saturday night on the contact at 9 o'clock Eastern, or 9:45, sorry. Calhoun's trying to get the 2 to go because the 28's on his inside here. More bumper as the 99 pushes the 2 into the corner. It's, excuse me, coming through. And Calhoun's going to hold on because of that. Pretty sure Manberg did not appreciate that. As we hit 10 laps to go. this WhoBats Throwback 150 at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Springer 7/10 over his teammate Justin Laxton, who's got about a half second on JW Miller. Oh, look at this mess behind them. 3 wide off the corner. I was trying to cut back to it, but I couldn't find where the position battle is. Here it is. JW Miller's like, guys, can you settle this, please? Tanner in the drift. And caution is out. Oh, how things shake up. It is Phoenix all over again. Chris Evans to caution. Now that's not nice calling me a seal. For the second time tonight, apparently pace car has got the black flag and is coming down pit road for a stop and go or something. 98. Oh, Evans gets close. Oh! That's going to leave a mark. Jordan Watson. We're going to need to check on Jordan. That is going to leave a mark. Thank God that's not real life. We're going to have to watch that again. On board with the 37. Parental, is that a brake check? With Evans in the 37? Parental discretion advised here. The 98's going to get loose here, and oh boy. Oh! That reminds me of a wreck I had at Las Vegas once in iRacing, where, matter of fact, JW was the truck I made contact with, if I remember correctly. We hit each other down the back straightaway, total accident, nobody meant anything. And I hit the outside wall going straight at 180 mile an hour, however fast you go in a truck in Vegas. And my truck went backwards. I hit the wall and went backwards. And never left the ground, by the way. I literally was spinning backwards from 180 mile an hour. So that kind of reminded me of that. All right, so this is what we got now. So looking at the leaderboard here, JW Miller's come to pit road. Trujembo, Calhoun, all of these guys are on 4 tires, I believe, in fuel. Calhoun, Maori, all of them have come to pit road. The top 3 are still on old tires, and I mean old as in about 60-lap tires. Oh, this is going to get good. And there's green-white checkers, too, here. If you stuck around for 240 laps and 12 cautions, you're about to be paid for it. Pace car off. Springer spins the tires. Clark springs the tires. Everybody's spinning tires as we go back racing. Miller to the inside of Clark. Laxed up the track. Here comes Miller for second. White flag for Ricky Springer. Can he hold off the fresh tires? Miller's going to have a chance. I don't know if he's going to have have the room to do it. Let's see. He's going to send it into the corner real hard. Off in turn 4. Ricky Springer's going to hold off Miller as he spins. Oh, he gave it all he had, and this is big. He can't say he didn't give it his all. So Ricky Springer's got his 6th win of the season and his career, and his 8th straight top 2 finish. Rowdy Burns burning it down. Safe to, you know, it's safe to say the spinning of the tires by the 51 and the 73 might have helped Ricky win this race. Fantastic race tonight. Great finish in the end. JW gave it his all, as you would expect somebody who's trying to get the point leader, or at least put some points on the leader. As we'll let the finishing order go by. And the Chevy of Springer doing a Polish victory lap here at North Wilkesboro. All right, so we'll get the top 3. We'll talk to them here in a second as Ricky... I just realized I have no way of muting my microphone from chat, because my wheel is the button. Anyways. Let's get Ricky up here with us. He's about done with his burnout here. Hopefully nobody else talks over in race chat. As Ricky joins us this evening, Ricky, congratulations, 6th win of the season. It wasn't easy. You pulled it off, though, tonight. I know it was a race you felt pretty nervous about, but you led the most laps and definitely put Rowdy Burns in victory lane.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the paint scheme that I was able to run tonight. I did that up probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I did Justin's as well. Did Ben one. I got him the Superflow car.
And
unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight. But, you know, it was cool to kind of get to run some different paint schemes, something that's, you know, out of the ordinary. And, you know, this race, definitely with the way that it went throughout the whole thing, was out of the ordinary.
The battle there at the end, were you nervous about JW coming on those fresh tires, or did you feel comfortable when you saw Bryson? Because I know you spun the tires a little bit, but then Bryson spun the tires behind you. Did you feel like, okay, I think that created enough space for me?
Absolutely not. As soon as the caution came out, I started biting my fingernails. The tire situation with me, I pit hoping that we'd have that green flag run. I knew JW had tires and a couple other guys, so I was just really trying to get as far out there as I possibly could, but there was no telling if they were going to get there in time. And, you know, one more lap and JW would have had that race won.
So you're coming up here. We got 2 races after tonight before the chase starts. And you've got now 8 top 2 finishes, 6 wins. You've done everything correct. How do you keep this going for not only another 2 races, but the following races after that?
Really, it's going to come down to, you know, just trying to be consistent like I have been all season. You know, winning every single race. You know, people might think that that's what wins you a championship, but at the end of the day, with the way the playoffs work, you know, it comes down to that last race. So really, if I just kind of keep myself in that top 4 bubble through the next round of the playoffs, I think we'll be pretty well set for Chicagoland at the end of the season. It's a track that I personally like, so it'll definitely be an interesting race.
So interesting twist I'm going to throw at you here for a second. As you go send your shout-outs out, you're driving a 51 truck. Of course, we know another number 51 in trucks that has won a lot of races, usually either one season or throughout his career. And the network that you work with, that you're about to give a shout-out to, I believe he's made an appearance in that series.
Yeah, in the Monday Night Racing, when I called the race a few weeks ago at the iRacing Super Speedway, he was in that, Kyle Busch. So really cool deal. It's cool that, those NASCAR drivers are really getting into iRacing and, running their leagues and stuff. And, of course, great broadcasters like Podium and yourself that can cover those races.
Yeah, they do a great job. Check them out on Monday nights. And, yeah, great job on your end, Ricky. I know you're doing what you got to do with college and stuff like that. And, continue with your shout-outs that you do.
Yeah, like I said before, Podium Esports, want to thank them first and foremost. Of course, they're not on the truck this week because of the throwback, but they'll be right back on the hood next week. So big shout out to them. I want to thank my college, the University of Northwestern Ohio, for being on the truck. Of course, a student there. So going to work on these machines that I get to race on iRacing. So pretty cool deal there. But I just want to thank the guys that put on the league, and thank you for the great broadcasting you do every week.
I appreciate that, Ricky. Ticky Slingers, they like to call them. The family does. They're watching tonight. Nice job. Congratulations on your victory again.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Ricky Springer, the victor here at North Wilkesboro tonight. We'll get him back to his channel, and we will bring the guy in who did everything he could except run over Ricky, and that's J.W. Miller. He took 4 tires. He unfortunately got caught up just a little bit there with the spinning of the tires on the restart. Comes back from about 0.7 of a second back and did everything, and I think he must have mistaken Ricky's bumper for a white wall and hit it instead of Ricky and finished second in this race. But JW, in all seriousness, great job, great comeback for you.
Yeah, that was a really fun race.
Talk about, obviously, the racing, because you were off strategy a little bit. You took tires early in the race and had to come back through the field, and you did a pretty good job of it. Had a little bit of contact with a couple of trucks. One slid up into you, but it seemed like North Wilkesboro just living up to great short track racing.
Oh, yeah. We always have good luck here, and, it's definitely a multi-lane kind of track, so it was real interesting with the lap cars, but yeah, a little bit of beating and banging, a little bit of tire strategy there at the end that we. I was hoping that I would start at least on the second row, but we got the third row there, so that was unfortunate. But yeah, just another good race for us.
It's a good race and a good points night, and yes, we got the chase coming up, so obviously that's going to change things a little bit. But how frustrating is it, knowing you're doing everything in your power to try to put some, knock some points down on Ricky, and it's just getting farther and farther out?
Well, I mean, especially with the playoffs coming up, it's not going to matter too much. We're pretty solidly in the playoffs, I would say. So, I hate finishing second, but I think, coming up here, especially next week, we got a good chance of making a good shot at it, at least.
Yeah, Iowa Speedway track I know you like to have fun at, and then Michigan following that. So some good racing coming up here in the next couple weeks. We'll send shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Shout out to you for broadcasting all the time, and shout out to Travis and everybody from Great Lakes Truck Series, and shout out to everybody out there on the track. We did a pretty good job, I think, tonight.
Well said. Nice job, JW. Congratulations on your second, sir.
Thanks.
All right. JW finishing in the second position, and now we'll go back over to the Team Slinger team, and that's where we find Justin Laxton hanging out. And I don't know how else to start this interview by saying, Justin, nice job out there. And at first I got him mixed up. At first I said Rowdy Burns, but then I realized with help from a friend, I was like, wait, Russ Wheeler. Forgot about that paint. But nice job tonight in your truck. And I don't know how to put this to you. You finished third again.
I was getting ready to say it's nice to be back in third, talking to you again. It's an eventful race, but things balance back. Thought we were going to get lucky there with second place, but third place, not too bad. Losing to a great guy like JW and Ricky, and then Keith pushing me there to the finish. That was a huge help. And for everybody watching, if you want to watch on how to push somebody on iRacing without wrecking them, I mean, he squared me up perfect, and he's pushing me all the way, middle of 4 off down the front stretch. So, I mean, it's textbook on how to do that.
We'll have to go back and catch a replay of that so we can show that push drafting. What am I thinking? Bump drafting 101. We'll have that here in a couple of minutes. But Justin, still great job, as I put up on the screen that you finished third again. And you know what? The fact that you've been consistent enough to run third has got to be promising, and knowing that win it's right in front of you.
Yeah, it'll come. We'll just keep knocking on the door. I've been super distracted this week. We got Road to Pro tomorrow, and then Ben and Brandon and I are running in a 6-hour race at Watkins Glen on Saturday, so we've been trying to manage practice with that, get Road to Pro stuff down. I don't have any team that I'm on for Road to Pro, so I'm doing everything on my own. Got a great setup. Top 25 is all we're looking for tomorrow night. It'll be my first official race in like 5 years, I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if it wasn't for me working on Saturday, I'd actually been at Watkins Glen race with you. As a matter of fact, a road course team that I usually race with is going to be in that race, along with a couple drivers I know from my Saturday series is going to be running in that. So everybody's in there, and even I believe R.C. Anderson I saw was on the entry list. So that should be a fun race coming up Saturday, Watkins Glen for you. But hey, best of luck. Send shout outs to whoever you'd like to, bud.
Oh, just same. Everybody, Team Slinger, everybody that's helped me with Road to Pro so far, getting stuff down and helping out there. And hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week in third place.
Absolutely. Sounds good, Justin. Nice job. Appreciate your time, bud.
No problem. Talk to you next week.
You too, bud. Justin Laxton finishing third, as I said on the screen there, again. And if it went for sixth last week, again. But he does a great job each and every week. Get him down to his team. There it is. Right there. All right. There's your top 3 finishers from tonight's race. Again, congratulations to Ricky Springer. I know it sounds like the movie Groundhog Day, but you know what? He earns it each and every week. Great job on his part on the victory. We'll be probably checking in here in a couple minutes to see what's going on upstairs, because I'm sure there's some talking going on between a couple drivers, and that being probably Springer and Zimmer discussing what happened over there in turn 3. But let's go back real quickly, and let's do he talked about the restart, Justin did, so let's wrong button. I'm going to zoom. Let me do some things here real quickly to make this happen on my screen. Get that off. All right, so he talks about on the restart, Calhoun gives him the perfect bump draft. So let's watch. Where's the 50? Or he said Calhoun, I thought. But it's actually Manberg behind him here. Let's see what transpires here on this restart. Calhoun's in the 99 back there. CJW gets him 3 wide, makes the move to the inside. There's a 99 coming inside into 2. Down into turn 3, and pretty much Calhoun's following Miller. And there's the old tires falling back. And here comes the 99 on the 53. So here we go. This is the final lap of the race. Miller clears the 53. He comes down in front of Calhoun, trying to protect the bottom. And obviously Williams going to get a super run in here. Let's see. The perfect bump draft, as he called it. Bam, square on the rear, and just starts pushing. That's how you do it. And then K Mayhem behind him. That's the way you do it. So, well, nice job on everybody's end this evening. Appreciate everybody watching, as it was a fantastic race here. A typical short track event, and some great fun this evening here at North Wilkesboro. We remind you again, next week, Iowa Speedway, 150 miles there in the cornfields of Newton, Iowa. We'll be there at 8:45 Eastern next Wednesday night. Tomorrow night, short track racing will start at Bristol Motor Speedway in the super late models for the short track Super League. Come join us for that tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, I believe is the time we usually go live there. So hopefully we'll see you at that track. Otherwise, I'm off, and we hope you enjoy the rest of... I want to make sure I do this right here, because I always tend to... Yeah, there we go. I got it! Remember, it's not just a game, it's iRacing. See ya! I got it right.
And now the wait is over. The nerves have taken let go